Croeso I Bysgota Cymru. Welcome to Fishing in Wales.
So hello, my name's Chris Porteous and I'm chairman of the Rhyl and St Asaph Angling Association up here in northeast Wales. We're here at our club lake, which is Llyn Cryd y Gwynt. I'm here really today to tell you a little bit about the Angling Association, about the rivers and the still waters that our members can fish, how we can join us, and just the fact that we're a friendly, open, welcoming club, and we'd love to see you sometime fishing the rivers and lakes. The club was formed, as we are now, from a merger of two previous clubs, and that was Rhyl Angling Association, and they were, I think, the older of the other clubs, formed just after the Second World War. And then St Asaph Angling Club, which is where I learnt my fishing from when I was 14. And the two clubs merged in 2006 to form, as we are now, the Rhyl and St Asaph Angling Association. So now we've got 21 river beats, which is over 18 miles of bank fishing on the three rivers of the Clwyd catchment. So the Clwyd catchment consists of three rivers. The Clwyd, which is the main river, that is about 35 miles in length probably from its source in Clocainog, and then it empties into the sea at Rhyl. It's a lovely river. Below Rhythin, it flows through fairly level farmland, so it meanders. It's a little bit slower than the other rivers, a little bit deeper, tree line, but there's loads of cover for fish, and it does still gets good runs of sea trout. Maybe not like they were back in the 1980s, but hey, that's the same pretty well everywhere in the country. But still good runs of sea trout, and especially when we get a bit of rain combined with a high tide at Rhyl, the sea trout will push in pretty good numbers. The elwy, totally different animal if you like. It's much more of a spate river, fast flowing, a lot of it is over bedrock, but it's a lovely, and parts of it, a lovely river to fish with nice shingly bottoms. Part of it runs through limestone in the Kevin area, so there's a lot of nice wildlife. It's a very different feel to the Clwyd. The Aled is the main tributary of the elwy. Similar characteristics to the elwy, but a smaller, I would call it a big stream really, but a lovely place to fish nonetheless. If I was only allowed to fish one more river for the rest of my life, it would be the elwy, no doubt about that. Last season, 2024, one of our members had a good catch. We have an online catch return, by the way, and it is a rule of the club that members give a catch return even if they didn't fish or if they blanked. But one of our members, his catch return, he returned 42 sea trout, all safely returned. He doesn't eat fish anyway. Mostly on the spinner, on small MEP spinners, on the Clwyd and on the elwy. He said he lost at least the same number of fish again before they got to the net using barbless hooks. So he had a good season last year. Biggest sea trout was about 70 centimetres. He had several over 45, around the 50 centimetres on the Clwyd. I think his biggest one actually was on the elwy, on our Pontarddul beat. But he also had some nice brown trout on the Clwyd, and I think the biggest one of those is around the 50 centimetre mark, which is it's a good wild brown trout. His catch return for 42 sea trout, I think, is the more special, is the fact that he lives in London, and those fish were caught probably over 2 sessions of 3 and 4 days when he had time to come up and stay in North Wales for a while. If you put the effort in, even with all the doom and gloom about what's happening with fish around the world, it's still worth fishing. There are fish there, and great sport to be had. And it's, let's be honest, it's cheap sport, a lot cheaper than joining a golf club. So as I mentioned before, here we are at Llyn Cryd y Gwynt, and this is our own members' lake. We rent it. We're lucky that our riparian owner lives on site, and he keeps a very close eye on us all. So it's a lovely place to come and fish. The lake is about 2 acres. The water's crystal clear. The source is a spring just in the field above the lake. So it's a lovely place to come. I like coming here of an evening on a nice calm day when there's a hatch of flies, and fish tiny little flies, and it's great when there's a good hatch on. We stock the lake 2 or 3 times a year, usually around 100, 110, 120 fish at a time. Mainly rainbows, but we also stock browns. And we stocked some good sized fish 4 or 5 years ago, and they've overwintered really well. The lake, because it's a private lake, we don't sell day tickets on this, it's not open to the public. And the dam wall we can see behind us with the casting platforms, that's a great place to teach youngsters and beginners how to fly fish. This is where we do our taster days, and we've got 4 coaches, angling trust qualified coaches, and they teach anyone from maybe the age of 5 or 6 we've had there, really getting into fly fishing. We've had quite a few of our junior members starting off here, and invariably they're not necessarily, their fathers or mothers aren't necessarily members, but they've enjoyed the taster day, joined as a junior member. And junior members, there's no annual fee, so it's a great way to come, and they can come here, fish away 365 days a year. Maybe Christmas Day, our riparian asks us to maybe not fish on Christmas Day, but otherwise we're here, and it's a lovely spot. There was a member of another club who did describe this as the jewel in our crown, and many of us can see why. There's a separate membership for this lake, so if people want to join the club, not interested in river fishing, they can come here, fish all year round, and that's just £100 a year. If you're looking at the website, you'll notice that we also have rods on Llyn Brenig. Llyn Brenig is a large fishery, a reservoir run by Dŵr Cymru. It's 1,200 foot above sea level. It's a fantastic place. Although it's a reservoir, it feels more like a wild fishery. Apart from the Brenig, I should say, we have 10 members tickets every week, 365 days a year. And apart from Brenig, the same ticket covers the Alwyn Reservoir, which isn't stocked but has a good head of wild brown trout, and stocked rainbows. There will be some overwintered fish that's still there. And also from this year, we've also been able to fish Llyn Aled, which is a small lake stocked this year with rainbow trout. Also has perch and a few small pike. The Alwen and the Aled are both multi-method. So from my point of view, from membership, it's a great place to take maybe a grandchild or a younger person who can't fly fish yet, isn't confident enough to fish Brenig with the fly, but they can go and fish a worm or a little spinner and hopefully get the sensation of fish on the end of the line. And finally, we do have a couple of rod shares with other clubs. We have one we've had for a few years now on the Welsh Dee, which is a fantastic river, and that's with Llangollen and Milo Angling Association. And the benefit I feel for our members, although they can fish it all year round, is that when the season closes at the middle of October on our local rivers, they can fish the Dee for grayling, and they can fish for fly, but I quite like trotting a little worm down under a chub afloat for grayling in the winter. And then finally, we were approached by Llandalo Angling Association a few years ago, asking if we'd like to do an exchange scheme. So we have a 2-rod share with Llandalo, and that's to fish their lovely River Towie and the Cothi. Right, so membership of the association is currently open. We do have a maximum number of members that we limit, but we're not up to that at the moment. I think at the moment the total membership of all categories is around about 150 people. We have 4 membership categories, full adult membership, and at the moment that's £175 for the first year, and then it's discounted from year 2 onwards. For young adults, which are aged between 16 and 21, the subscription is just £30. And then for juniors, there is no annual fee. Okay, so ways that you can join the association. The easiest way is probably online through the website. Colin, the membership secretary's number is there, so you can actually join directly on the phone with him with credit card or whatever. The website is packed with information, so we've got all the beat maps and directions how to find the different beats. We'd love you to think about joining. If you do join, the first thing you'll get in the post, along with your membership card, is a nice full colour handbook, and that's got information about the club, maps, colour maps of the beats, etc, etc, and should I say a little advert for Foxton's Tackle as well, our local tackle shop. So we do organise accompanied beat walks, so we'll maybe 2-3 times a year we'll pick a nice beat, get half a dozen new members and take them to show the beat. But this year we had our first successful nighttime sea trout fishing session on one of our beats, and we brought 6 members down, all competent fly fishers, but all for different reasons have never really tried night fishing. So we took them down there. There were 3 experienced night fishermen with them, sort of split ourselves between them, and then we agreed to be back at the parking corral for midnight, and they thoroughly enjoyed it. And once the people get into it, I know it's a cliche, they do get hooked. And I think the first time I hooked a decent sea trout at night, that was me for life really in terms of nighttime sea trout fishing. So if there's no better way to join a game angling club, for me it's the chance to go fishing at night on a river that has a good stock of sea trout. So I personally would be pleased to welcome you. Phone numbers are on the website, give us a ring.
Discover fishing in Wales.